You think you've got my number figured out, a motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, and if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night. Don't box I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.
Welcome to the Wednesday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. Derry Bennett, welcome. Rest in peace, Jeff Garcia Sheen. John Lithium, welcome. Quaximus, welcome, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Reinstate autumn. I'm afraid it's winter. All right, folks. Today we have quite the amount of stuff to go through, so we're just gonna get through it, folks. Thank you all for being here. It's almost 2026. Can you believe that? 2026 is basically around the corner. What happened to Autumn? Oh, is Autumn like a person? I was kind of memeing. Username? Ladybug, welcome. Hold on, folks. Just woke up from a food coma. Nice. 1 second. Not sure if they're talking this about the season or the person. I was making a joke. I had no idea. 1 second, folks. I dropped my wrist cushion and now it's got a bunch of cat hair on it. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. You're talking about the YouTube side. Yeah. All right, folks. Let's get started. I just woke up from a food coma, the best kind. Before we get started, folks, if you want to support the channel directly, there are many different ways of doing so. Check out the merch store. Hit the exclamation mark tip. Join the Discord, folks. Check out the Substack. And check out my show on this space every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Moanep, welcome. Let's get started. Went out for a big lunch. Nice. Nice. Let's start with some memes, right?
Candace Owens is a fucking evil scumbag.
Oh dear.
You just got a small, tiny little taste of Tim Pool's unhinged rant about Candace Owens, where he lays into her for spreading conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk's murder and also accuses her of dividing the right. And that is one of multiple disputes taking place in the online right-wing grifter sphere. And I've got to say, this entire space...
Yeah, this is good stuff. Boku, welcome. Poggers!
It just feels cooked at this point. And I never thought that I would say that because I never thought that I would see the day when that happens, since all of these people are funded by the same billionaire donors. So you'd think they'd have an incentive to zip their lips. Nonetheless,
yeah, but hey, you can't, you know, they're still at the end of the day like fascists, right? Nobody said that fascists were smart. Just to be clear. I saw Bernie was on the majority today. The day I wasn't there, of course. It's okay. YouTube is cool like that. You can just rewind. I'm sure they'll put the segment up.
it's all falling apart, and you can't not come to that conclusion given everything that's transpired over the past couple of months. I mean, Nick Fuentes went to war with Ben Shapiro and seemingly won. Ben Shapiro is now struggling to hit 30 and even 20,000 views on certain videos, despite having 7 million subscribers. Now, to be fair, some of his videos do still pop off from time to time. Nonetheless, it's a far cry from where he was just a couple of years ago when he was at the top of his game. Now, additionally, you've got right-wingers like Glenn Beck off in La La Land somewhere posting interviews with AI George Washington, which we are absolutely going to get to. But first, I just got to say that this thumbnail, when I saw it for the first time, I laughed so fucking hard. Because what are we doing here, Glenn? You're like 85 years
Wait, we can rewind? Yeah, don't tell YouTube that, though.
old.
Don't tell Twitch that.
What's the point of this? But we'll talk about that later. Now, on top of all of this, you've got Milo Yiannopoulos back out of nowhere accusing multiple conservatives of being closeted.
Wait. So, I forgot that Milo Yiannopoulos was a thing. Vanguard Raid. Hey, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Hey, folks. If you're coming in from the Vanguard, the Vanguardians, I am a difficult truth. I do the news. I do the politics. I'm here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You can catch my show on this space on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Folks, go check out the Vanguard, a podcast that needs no introduction. I didn't even know who he was, to be honest. You know, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. John Lithium, one of my main problems with Bernie's basically has one mode of delivery and one pitch. Granted, it's a good one, but still, yeah. I mean, nothing's changed and none of those issues have been solved, so. Looney Tunes, thank you so much. Welcome in.
Sexuals, which I love it so much. And he's also, as he's accusing a bunch of right-wingers of being homosexuals, he's claiming, actually, nobody's really gay. So, you know, we're going to be eating good today, my friends, because we're going to talk about all of this bullshit and the implosion of the right, generally speaking. Not just because we love the drama, but because it is objectively good for the country. Because if these demons are too busy attacking each other or focusing on meaningless bullshit like AI George Washington, they're going to have less time to spread divisive propaganda that hurts the working class. But let's start with Tim Pool and go back to that rant that you saw.
This is just some delicious stuff. I know the majority report went over some of it, but please give it all. Give me all of it, please. Food Dog Dat, thank you so much. Vanguardians and Archata Armada. Yeah, The Horchata Armada, I like that actually.
Earlier, where he called out Candace Owens after she made waves claiming that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the very organization that he founded, Turning Point USA. In fact, one of Charlie Kirk's former co-hosts responded to all of her claims, and Tim Pool did as well. And ironically, Tim Pool called her a grifter, and she predictably responded to him saying that, and it's just escalated to the point where he had this crash out on his podcast over Candace Owens.
Yeah, very, very normal and very hinged group of people we're dealing with here, huh? Man. Fantastic stuff. Bernie's out here fighting the fight. I agree. You know, for all the problems and for all the issues and faults and whatnot, Bernie is still one of the, as far as American politicians go, Bernie is definitely still one of the top tier politicians. Not to mention, like, the inspiration, regardless of all his faults, the inspiration that he's done is definitely has not gone unnoticed. Tim Tool's still mad. Mike Figueroa is a homie BDX DSA in the house. He is. I agree.
Candace Owens is a fucking evil scumbag. She is a degenerate cunt. She is burning everything down, and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you fucking told me? She has no security. She doesn't fucking deal with the shit we have to deal with.
Bro. Yo. Hey, man. You good, fam? This is objectively funny, okay? This is objectively funny.
She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these fucking conservatives out there that send me these fucking messages have no fucking balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these fucking messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't fucking DM me like I did something for you as you cower.
Bro. Yeah, Beanie Man big mad. Like he is the biggest mad right now. Hold on. Can we make this an emote? Okay. I'm sorry. This is fantastic. Just to be clear, Tim, this is the bed you've made, okay? You're the one that's gone palling around with fascists and Nazis, okay? One second. I think if I just, like, kind of do this, like, right around his... Oh, you can't see my screen. Anyways, yeah, I think I got a new emote, folks. Let me go to desktop, save this over here. Okay. I think we got ourselves a new emote. Oh my goodness. How can I sell this property? The Woke Humanist Report is fake news. It's fake news nation production and is very woke. Do me a favor. Everybody do me a favor. And cancel this woke news propaganda. Don't watch it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Carlos's beanie greater than Tim Pool's beanie. Oh, the property. Tim Pool's a landlord. Got it.
You fucking cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination, which he's doing to me right fucking now. I'm fucking done with these people.
He has security just down the level of you.
Oh, yeah, the one fat guy you mentioned with no wall and no barrier in a suburban neighborhood with neighbors. She doesn't give two fucking shits. No one's out for her. She's lying about all of this. You told me you went to her house and she's got a 4-foot wall and one fat guy. And she doesn't give a shit about her security.
Why is him told that? I don't know, but he's beefing with Candace Owens because they're accusing each other. They're accusing each other of being grifters over Charlie Kirk's death. Okay, that's what's happening here. that's what's happening.
Meanwhile, I get bullets fired at my fucking property, and I have to go live in the middle of nowhere. And I got fucking strangers coming up to my house in Maryland.
Hey, real quick, who's doing that? Is that, like, first of all, is that even true? Number one, it's hard to tell because Tim Pool does lie a lot, but who would do that? Except for maybe another crazy right-winger that hates Tim Pool.
Breaking in. I got people showing up and beating up the residents who try to live there. How the fuck am I even supposed to sell this property? And
okay. Now I get it. Thank you, Food Dogs. It's all coming full circle now. How can I sell this property, Tim Pool, the landlord? It's all. Oh my God, this is what this is about. They're beefing with each other, and then like Candace Owens beefing with Tim, with Pim Tool over here. Is apparently sending crazies to his house, and now it's unsafe, and he can't sell the property. Is that what's happening? Tim says he has shots fired, so how can he sell his home as he needs money? He's going broke. Oh, no.
She claims she liked Charlie, she loved Charlie, and she is burning everything down that he built because she.
It's like, just to be clear, Chad, I'm not even that I'm not even that invested. I'm just vibing right now. Okay, he's got the same tone right now as he had in the famous clip of him ranting about Civil War and yells, and now there's no food or something like that. Oh my God.
Is evil. She is evil. And I'll say it again, this conservative movement is fractured, it's fried, whatever it is. Okay?
Hey, man. Again, this is the bed you made, bro. I can't put it any more simpler than that. How can I convince my tenants that things are safe? As I engage in civil war with my fellow fascist colleagues, okay, who are sending like death threats and whatnot. Got it.
Republicans are on track to lose the midterms. They were actually trending in the other direction until Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And this is the point, isn't it? The most effective political assassination in history, and thanks to the likes of the vile cunt Candace Owens, she has turned Turning Point into the perpetrators of the crime that was against them. I don't get paid by any of these people. I'm not on good terms necessarily with Turning Point USA. They didn't invite me to their stupid event. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. They invited me back after I started criticizing Candace. I'm not going to your event. I'm over all of this shit. The last thing that I need to deal with is a bunch of cowards in conservative media refusing to stand up to her. Megyn Kelly, come on. I appreciate the kind words, but come on. Such fucking pathetic bullshit.
Just to be clear, like Megyn Kelly is just the person that not too long ago was talking about how we should make people suffer in the middle of the open ocean as we kill them. Again, Tim, these are all your pals right here, okay? The vile hatred that you're experiencing, yeah, man, you helped build that. Congratulations, Tim. He needs to ask Jen how to get a deal with Polymarket to save his ass. He's giving Charlie an awful lot of credit.
You know.
Welcome, Metro Josie.
And I get people saying, Tim, thank you so much for talking about. I don't care. I'm not doing a favor for anybody. I'm not doing this to benefit anybody. Nobody's paying me. There's no fucking Russia. There's no fucking Israel. There's just me.
Wait. So you were being paid by Russia. Is that a tacit admission there, sir?
sticking my neck out, and then risking dying for what? A bunch of cowards that don't want to stand up to protect themselves? People like fucking Candace Owens?
I couldn't believe that she put you in the thumbnail
What a fucking cunt.
of her piece today.
I'm done.
The idea that she'd imply
fucking done.
that you had some benefit or that you benefit somehow, like it.
She benefited. I think she's a Fed, and I think she killed Charlie.
Oh yes, yeah, no, please keep doing this, please. Please. This is pure comedy. Let him stay bad. No, this is great. I'm enjoying this. Okay, I'm not even getting into too deep of like where all this drama is coming from, nor do I care. This is just objectively hilarious. Right, Dems at historic low, yet they generically wipe reps in 2026 matchups with Charlie Kirk. Sure. This is pure comedy. Let him stay mad. I agree. All I'll say to that, Metro Josie, is this. Let them fight! Tim is acting like a toddler who just discovered the first curse word. I mean...
No one benefited more than her.
Wow. And I love how he's like, some people are calling me a hero for courageously standing up to Candace Owens because I could get killed for doing it, but I'm not a hero, okay? I'm but a humble servant for the cause of the conservative culture war, and if I become a casualty, so be it. It's a price I'm willing to pay, but please don't call me a hero. Please call me a hero. Tim, it's not that serious. I swear to God, it's not that serious. And he's suggesting that Candace Owens
No, it is serious. They should keep fighting. Let them fight. Exactly. No, this is pure gold. I don't care what they're fighting about. I don't care what the beef is about. I really don't. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. As long as the reactionary circular firing squad is facing inward, fire away. Hammer, now is the time to take advantage and gain the upper hand in the media landscape for the left. Oh, I wish. The train keeps going. Okay, regardless. The train keeps going regardless.
Inciting violence against him, but her fans are calling bullshit on Twitter, and some of them claim that they called the police department in his area to see if he actually filed police reports about anything that's been happening to him, and they claim that there's no such thing. Now, I don't know who's telling the truth because...
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, Tim Pool isn't known for telling the truth, and neither is Candace Owens. Jerry! Tim's the White House media pool man. Too bad that doesn't pay as well as the Russians.
All of these people are notorious liars, so we should take everything that all of them say with a grain of salt. It is plausible that he's receiving violent threats, as all public figures do. But in all honesty, I do understand why he's so angry with Candace Owens, because she really is dividing the right with all of her shenanigans. And regardless if she believes what she's saying or not, she is monetarily benefiting from everything, and she is the biggest she's ever been. Like, she's arguably the biggest right-wing entertainer. So I see where Tim Pool is coming from in a sense, because if a left-wing figure was acting like a wrecking ball on our side, I feel like I'd be pretty pissed off too, because my goal would be to focus on the more important issues. But with that being said, Tim Pool doesn't have any important issues that he wants to focus on, and this isn't happening on my side, and I don't have a horse in this race. So personally, I love what Candace Owens is doing, and she responded to his rant by taking the higher road, writing on Twitter, "He is genuinely not well right now. I wouldn't turn this into a cheap internet moment. There's just so clearly something personal going on in his life. It's hard to run a business, and he's under pressure. Pray he comes through it." I've got to say, as demonic as she is very good at this. Like, you can't deny the talent that she has. Love her, hate her, She knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what to say and how patronizing she needs to be to just get under his skin at the right level to make him lose his fucking shit. And it's why so many people love watching her, because she's entertaining. Whereas, you know, a million Tim Pools already exist. So, like, you can watch him talk about how immigrants are bad, or Stephen Crowder talk about how immigrants are bad, or tune into Fox News and see Jesse Waters talk about how immigrants are bad. Or you can tune into Candace Owens, where she's talking about how all of these people are out to kill her, and how Charlie Kirk was murdered by the very people who he trusted the most, and how
Wasn't she going off about how, like, the Jewish people killed him? Vicky, welcome. Tim Pool's a great guy, very accurate and informative. Sign him on to an OAN contract.
world is fucking like collapsing in on itself due to a black hole. I mean, if given the choice and you're a right-wing viewer of this kind of content, like, it's kind of a no-brainer. You're going to go for Candace Owens. So, you know, if I had to guess, part of me also thinks that this is a jealousy factor as well for Tim Pool, because, you know, she's at the top of her game, whereas he's very clearly losing relevance. But Tim Pool was in the spotlight for a different reason this week, because for some reason he decided to bring on Milo Yiannopoulos, and he decided to then drop some metaphorical bombs himself. For example, he claims that the late Charlie Kirk was actually a closeted homosexual. So note the irony here. Tim Pool is pissed off that Candace Owens is disgracing Charlie Kirk by benefiting off of it. But I mean, he brought on Milo Yiannopoulos, who he knew would say some crazy shit like this, and he kind of like doesn't have a lot of room to talk. Nonetheless, here's what Milo Yiannopoulos said about Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Somebody tweeted today that Candace.
Yes. Give me all of it, please. Give me all the drama, okay? Please.
Said that she believed that they were about to get a divorce. I think he was gay. I think he was gay. And
Come on,
You know that you do know that I've
What?
criticized.
What?
Like I'm sorry, Tim, but like, why would you even go there, like, to say something like that?
Oh, I'll tell you why.
No, the man's dead. You're calling now. You
Yeah,
think he's
that's
gay?
when,
They were
that's when
getting a
people
divorce,
can
like,
talk. That's when people can tell the truth.
It is genuinely hilarious that George Santos, of all people, is acting like he has standards and decency. Sir, you are George Santos. You scammed a veteran trying to get medical treatment for his dog, and his dog died because of what you did. Please, spare us the bullshit. Don't act like anything is beneath you. But regarding Milo's claim, as an expert on the subject matter myself, I have to say, I think he's completely wrong about Charlie Kirk. I never got gay vibes from Charlie Kirk, but Milo is probably saying that because he wants to make headlines, and I think that Tim Pool knew that Milo Yiannopoulos would say some crazy shit that would bring him views.
All these right-wing influencers are grifters. Yep. 99.9% of them are. Let's start a rumor that Candace is Somali. No, stop it. Mac are all in the closet. A lot of them are. Especially if they're really, really anti-queer. Chances are, yeah.
That he admitted are low right now due to the holiday season. They're low for everybody typically during this time of year, so people get desperate and they do things like that. Nonetheless, you know, Milo Yiannopoulos delivered, but he named a different figure on the right. And this one is making waves, and I think it's making waves because he's 100% correct about the person he's talking about. And I don't think that Milo Yiannopoulos has some like special gay
JD Vance.
Spidey sense.
I'm just going to say it right now. It's JD Vance.
I think that he said what he said because it's an open secret that this person in particular is gay because he accidentally outed himself years ago.
JD Vance.
You all know who I'm talking about. It's Benny Johnson,
Oh.
a.k.a. Jenny Bonson.
Oh, damn. Damn, okay. Never mind. I was wrong.
And Milo Yiannopoulos confirmed that he is indeed gay based on his own circumstantial evidence.
One of the most distinctive things about the right wing in this country is its homosexual overtones. Benny Johnson posts pictures of his children every 2 days. It's weird. And everybody knows what went on with Benny Johnson in those lobbies and in those hotel rooms at SAS. Everybody knows.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Men. Younger men, not underage. At least I don't know that. His
Okay,
wife,
wait.
His wife was crying drunk in the lobby 3 SASs in a row about how her husband was upstairs with boys.
Come on.
But go ask her.
Come on.
Go ask her.
Come on, Milo.
Go ask her.
Milo, aren't you ever scared of getting sued?
I love how George Santos
JD is a hey JD is a couch sexual. True. Hey, Carly Wynn, welcome in. Hey, welcome in. Actually, I legit thought he was gay anyway, just like out.
Basically told us that he agreed with Milo without telling us he agreed with Milo, because rather than shutting down the rumor like he did with Charlie Kirk, he just feigned ignorance and asked if Milo was afraid of being sued. Because I think that George Santos also knows that Milo is actually correct for once when it comes to this person. Now, this person on Twitter had the funniest response to Milo's allegation, who said, Milo says he has proof conservative influencer Benny Johnson is secretly gay. I see Benny's selfies like this one, which is honestly all the proof I need. Now, in fairness to
Wait, so you don't think like Border Patrol agents can't be gay? I'm confused. People need to stop posting pics and vids of their children online and spend that time actually parenting. You know what? Not wrong. George Santos, the voice of with in that crowd with Tim Pool and Milo Yiannopoulos, yeah, kinda. You know, we're talking like degrees. But yeah. JD loves a sectional, so many caps. Stop it.
Jenny Bonson, that's a screenshot from a video that he recorded where he was LARPing as an ICE agent. Nonetheless, the point still stands. It's very gay coded because Jenny Bonson accidentally did come out to the world back in 2017, so you can't unsee that. Now, for those who don't know, I always love to bring this up. In a now deleted tweet, Benny Johnson complained about the gay advertisement on the Military Times website while not knowing that that was an advertisement based on his own search history. And even though he...
Oh, no. Dude, it's okay, man. Like, nobody cares if you're actually gay. Really. Seriously. Nobody cares. Like, so much damage is being done because we've, like, this like, religious, this religious indoctrination, right, has suppressed so many people and has turned them and warped them. Because, like, think about it, right? Like, if you're gay and you've been taught your entire life from childhood that being gay is like an abomination against God, then you start to think that you're an abomination against God, and you start to hate yourself, and then you lash out and start to hate other people. But yeah, so much damage has been done with this kind of Christo nationalist, Christo fascist project. Like, dude, nobody cares. If Benny Johnson would have just come out and said he was gay, nobody would care. Okay, who cares? So ICE agents are gay now. The issue is the right-wing following he's cultivated do care. None of his enemies do. Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. That's very, very, very true. I'm just saying a lot of damage has been done by messing and warping with people's psyche because of this religious extremism, right?
He desperately wants the internet to forget about that. The internet will never forget about that. But putting that aside, you know, he's also left additional other crumbs of homosexuality here and there throughout the years. For example, before he was fired from BuzzFeed for plagiarism, he wrote an article for them titled "Which President Looks Sexiest in a Swimsuit?" with the subtitle "Commander in Brief." And he remarked about the Kennedys and how they were naturals on the beach, and commented how stripes were a nice look for FDR.
Yeah, this was in 2013. Okay, so that was about, what, 12 years ago? That wasn't, like, just to be honest, that was not that long ago. 12-ish years ago. I'm doing quick maths here. But yeah, 2013. Not that long ago in the grand scheme of things.
And a year later, in 2014, he called a Republican Senate candidate a beefcake. A year after that, he remarked that young Rand Paul was a, quote, stud. And Milo Yiannopoulos did boost all of these old tweets from Benny Johnson, just FYI, because of course he's trying to bolster his point. Now, to be fair to Benny Johnson, straight men can also admire good-looking men. that's not like definitive proof that he's gay.
True.
Although there is some much more concrete proof that he is gay, because former BuzzFeed writer Saeed Jones does corroborate Milo's claim, saying, "I made out with Benny Johnson in an empty dressing room at a BuzzFeed holiday party in 2013. It haunts me to this day." He goes on to explain that everybody was drunk because there was an open bar, and adds, "Benny and I went into a dressing room and started kissing. Would have gone further, but he said something cringe enough to snap me back to my senses. I rolled my eyes and left." Now, after Saeed spilled this tea, other former BuzzFeed colleagues of Benny
Uh-oh. Not sure we can count 25 minus 13, 12 as quick maths, can we? It is in my head, okay? Bi people also exist. True, he might be bi. Although it seems like the case is building, though. A lot of roided guys in paramilitary groups are also closeted gays. Possibly.
Johnson reached out to him, and he said this: "I'm not naming names, but I was just informed I wasn't even the only guy Benny made out with that night." So even though Milo Yiannopoulos says a lot of shit, this is one instance where the broken clock happens to be right, because what he's saying is indeed plausible, we'll say. Nonetheless, Jenny Bonson was not happy to hear what Milo said about him and responded in the gayest way imaginable, and by threatening to sue. He tweeted, "I am..."
That guy's Spidey senses kicked in at the last minute. How many straight males call their wife mother? As a straight male, I call my nope. I thought you meant called their mom mother, not wife. Does he really call his wife mother? Is that like a thing?
"Duty bound to take action to protect my family against those who maliciously defame and attack us. More to come on that soon. Pray for healing for some really sick and delusional people. Jesus is about redemption. The legal system is about justice." And to prove he's not gay, he shared this picture of him and his beard, writing, "I know this is going to trigger some people, but here's my family. We're happy. They're miserable. That's why we win." He added, "Leaked, scandalous photo of our true secret life. Praise God." Now, the reason why I...
Oof. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, calls his wife mother. Oh, geez. That's a fact that I could have lived without, honestly. When I first read it, I thought, I thought you were just saying Benny Johnson calls his mom mother. Calls his wife boss. So did Pence, I think. Oh, okay, no, wait. I think we're just talking about Pence here. Okay.
Said that his response was gay is because this is a very defensive response, which is a red flag. If you're actually straight and you have nothing to hide, then you're just like, yeah, whatever. You know, he is miserable. I'm happy. And
Michael Hassler, welcome. I didn't say hi. How's it going?
I have a wonderful life, and I love my wife, and I think she knows that, you know, I'm very much attracted to her. But he did.
Yeah, but it's also like really strange, right? Like if somebody were to call me gay, right? Like, okay. Is that supposed to be an insult? Like, I'm confused here. Is that supposed to be a bad thing? Like, I'm not gay, but like I don't understand. Most straight guys call their wife by their actual name or partner. Yeah. Speaker Mike Johnson refers to his wife Kelly as mom or mother in public or and private settings. What? This is, just to be clear, this is the same guy who also keeps tabs with his son, who has this like a pact with his son to monitor each other's prawn viewing, so to speak. Okay, yep, sure, normal stuff happening here.
Do that. He got super defensive and shared the picture of him and his beard and was like, yeah, see, I have kids, therefore I've slept with a woman at least 4 times, so I can't possibly be gay. And that's just a very gay way to say that, because like if you were truly straight, you just wouldn't be bothered by that at all.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
I don't think he
saying.
understands
Like,
that if he tries
That's
to
what I'm saying. Like, is it really like what are we doing here? Like, if somebody just starts lobbing accusations, like, "Oh, you're gay," like, okay, what? It's an age thing, boomer issue. Gotta make sure they're only watching Mormon Prawn. This is the guy that Democrats let be House Speaker. Yep. Mike Johnson also lives with a, quote, roommate in Washington, D.C. Oof. Yeah, but that's different, Vicky. That is different.
sue Milo Yiannopoulos over this, then everyone, including his own fans, are going to be talking about whether or not he's gay, even if they're defending him. That will be the conversation, which is not something that a straight man wants to deal with, especially if you believe that homosexuality is icky. So if he actually does sue Milo, that would be the worst career move he makes in his entire life.
And I hope he does it. And I hope he does. Yeah, is it Johnson that has a ring with his son to Spicy Times can be monitored, or is that another Republican? Nope, that's him. They have like a little father-son pact happening that will it's an app on their phones, I want to say, that monitors their activities and will alert the other if certain activities. Can we just continue?
Sphere, and I've got to say, this entire space just feels cooked at this point. And I never thought that I would say that, because I never thought that I would see the day when that happens, since all of these people are funded by the same billionaire donors, so you'd think they'd have an incentive to zip their lips. Nonetheless, it's all falling apart, and you can't not come to that conclusion given everything that's transpired over the past couple of months. I mean, Nick Fuentes went to war with Ben Shapiro and seemingly won. Ben Shapiro is now struggling to hit 30 and even 20,000 views on certain videos, despite having 7 million subscribers. Now, to be fair, some of his videos do still pop off from time to time. Nonetheless, it's a far cry from where he was just a couple of years ago when he was at the top of his game. Now, additionally, you've got right-wingers like Glenn Beck off in La La Land somewhere posting interviews with AI George Washington, which we are absolutely going to get to. But first, I just got to say that this thumbnail...
Please, I need to see this. I genuinely need to see this. I think we're all being forced to publicly participate in Mike Johnson's Son, your ring detected you reading leftist propaganda and getting excited.
I saw it for the first time. I laughed so fucking hard, because what are we doing here, Glenn? You're like 85 years old. What's the point of this? But we'll talk about that later. Now, on top of all of this, you've got Milo Yiannopoulos back out of nowhere accusing multiple conservatives of being closeted homosexuals.
Oh, wait, I rewinded. I'm sorry, hold on.
He makes in his entire life.
Sorry.
But Milo seems to want it to happen, because he responded to Benny's legal threat with an unnecessarily long screed about how he actually knows more about defamation than any lawyer Benny could possibly hire. And it goes on to say that Discovery would destroy Benny Johnson's career because it would confirm that he's gay. And he also called his wife ugly because, you know, why wouldn't he say that? Oh, and just today, Milo speculated that Jordan Peterson is actually dead in response to a health update from his daughter. So needless to say, Milo has been very busy lately, and he's...
Man, Milo Yiannopoulos coming back into the media scene is not something that I had in my 2025 bingo card. The guy just won't go away, man. The guy just won't go away.
Strategically attached himself to Candace Owens to regain relevance, and it seems to be working. But at the same time that he calls out closeted homosexuals on the right, he's claiming that nobody is actually homosexual, and he'd know as an ex-gay himself. And I want to show you what he said on Tucker Carlson's show, because I just find this funny.
Are you gay?
Breaker's angrily shaking his fist at the heavens at the fact that he didn't interview AI Washington first. Heat, how's it going? Welcome. Grifter's gonna grift. Yeah. Like, are you gay, sir? Sir, are you gay?
Were you gay? Like, what is gay?
What is gay? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is gay. Nobody is gay. we've been encouraged to think of
Nobody's
this
gay?
icky subject. Like straight men don't want to think about.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's reached
But
the.
you invited me.
But the straight men don't want to think about it. What are you talking about? Why does that bother you? Like, there should be no reason if you're not gay. There should be no reason that would bother you. Like, what are you talking about? Bring back Tucker Carlson's Fox News is actually happy. So yeah, there you go. My granny called me a gay child.
I invited you because I have.
Sadly, Milo's hair game has not come cut up with the rest of him. I understand that. Because I was happy.
Not wanted to be engaged with the topic at all. I don't have super strong personal feelings about it, but all of a sudden, it has become like a defining fact of the West that we have a huge gay population. Like, what does that
sodomy?
But no one wants to talk about it.
You're talking about it now, dipshit. But it's low-key hilarious that Milo Yiannopoulos, of all people, is saying this because he's walking proof that nobody chooses to be gay. Like, he exudes homosexuality from his pores. He
I tried. It didn't come out.
can't help himself. That man is a walking rainbow flag. You can't look at that person and not deduce, oh yeah, he's definitely born gay. Like, despite what he's saying now, despite the whole ex-gay charade, which we all know is a ruse because he wants to...
It's not happening. Like, Milo Yiannopoulos is gay. Always has been, and that's okay.
to regain his audience that he lost. And his argument, I believe, is that homosexuality is the result of demon possession, literally, and you have to resist the gay demon that's always tempting you. But I'm sorry, you wouldn't be tempted in the first place by said gay demon if you weren't just gay. And the people who always make the it's a choice argument always end up telling on themselves in some way, shape, or form, like rapper Bussy, for example, which is one of my favorite instances of somebody outing themselves, who said this about Lil Nas X.
Pray harder, goddammit. Bad Lefty, welcome. Let's see if it comes out this time. Now that I had a little drink. Bring back Tucker Carlson, Fox News, fake news. Gay vestating the new grift. Was Tucker ever possessed by demons? Unclear. It actually was because my grand's generation used gay to mean happy, and that I was tripped up initially when people used gay as to mean bad, as I thought it was an opposite to that thing, like kids use wicked to mean great. Yeah, I get you. Bella Lugrisi, welcome. Wait, the rapper's name is Bussy? Yeah.
You don't feel that disrespect going dance naked? You don't think that's disrespect in front of boys who trying to be straight? It's totally disrespect.
Yes, because if you want to be straight men will be the first to tell you that you've got to work really hard at it, okay? It doesn't come easily. It's like a muscle you have to train. All of the straight men in the world achieved heterosexuality only because they resisted the big gay demon.
Wait, so that means, like, doesn't that mean that if you have to force yourself to be straight, wouldn't the natural state of being then just be gay? Why are you fighting nature? It sounds to me like maybe God made us all gay. I think Bussy was lusting after Lil Nas X. Mike's use of irony is very British.
It is so fucking hilarious to see them all say this. And speaking of gay demons, Tucker Carlson, who claims that he was literally physically attacked by a demon, seems to be battling with a gay demon himself, possibly, lately. And I say that because of this exchange that he had with Piers Morgan out of nowhere on his show.
Would you say the word faggot on camera?
No.
Why?
Why? Because it's derogatory? It's a slur? What are you talking about?
You don't want to get arrested, do you?
Doesn't want to be arrested.
Because it's so harmful to people?
No.
Wait a minute, but why would he be arrested? No one's getting arrested for this. What are you talking about? Have we ever heard of Mike do a British accent? No.
Is it like gay bashing? What's wrong with that?
No, actually, my whole issue with the whole trans debate, for example, is you don't need to slide into actually saying derogatory stuff about trans people to make the point that women's rights should be protected. You don't need to.
Well, I agree.
So what? I don't believe.
No, but it's a magic word.
I don't believe
But
you
like,
need.
why won't you say the slurs, man? What about the N-word? Do you want to say the N-word? Or yeah, you're afraid of going to jail, right? Yeah, okay. Whatever, Tucker.
Needlessly sneering.
Well, I'm not smearing anybody. I just think.
But what would you use that word?
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah, but would you use
it?
Okay, but
Oh my god. Oh god, this guy's so cringe, man. He belongs in a basement. He really does. Freaking basement troll. Let's all agree that Tucker is Looney Tunes. Wait, are you Tucker Carlson? Is that what you're saying? With no internet feed, though. Yeah. Importantly, above all, with no internet feed.
And I'm using it because you're not allowed to, because you're...
I'm allowed to.
Go ahead.
I don't want to.
Say, I love gay people.
For those who don't know, this
What? What? What is this? What is this?
This is actually how Christians rebuke gay demons. They have to say the F slur multiple times. I think it's 3 times. They might have to look in the mirror. I don't know. But they say the F slur 3 times, and then the gay demon goes away at least for 24 hours. It's like a snooze alarm. And then the temptation to suck cock goes away for a little bit. But let me try to give you my read on that situation. I think that Tucker Carlson has recently been hyper fixated on homosexuality himself lately, because I think like that's giving I'm bisexual and I jerked off to gay porn again recently, and I'm trying to figure out why this gay demon just won't go away. I did really good. It's been years since I've done that, but you know, it's back, and I'm going on a crusade now to figure out why this gay demon is haunting me again. And
Thought I read somewhere that Carlson isn't the Swanson heir anymore, and it might be mistaken. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess he can get away with anything now because he's probably right. I'm just saying Tucker is Looney Tunes, or in other terms, Looney Tunes. Is Looney Tune, or in other terms, Looney Tunes. Ah, yes. Like your username.
I'm going to ask Milo Yiannopoulos how he was able to overcome it in hopes that he can help me. That's what that's giving, right? I could be wrong. I don't know. But that's the sense that I get, because the way that they talk about this is so bizarre. Like, I don't think straight dudes spend this much time thinking about dudes fucking other dudes. I mean, I certainly don't spend time thinking about straight people boning each other. It's just, I feel like normal people, well-balanced, adjusted people, which right-wingers are not, they don't have these thoughts. They just let people live their lives, and then they live their lives. But
yeah,
I mean,
literally, that's literally it. It's super freaking weird, man. That like they're so hyper fixated. Like, and it may be the case that like maybe Tucker Carlson isn't gay, but like not that it matters. But it's just like, why are you so hyper fixated? You read my comment wrong, but it's okay, buddy. I'll try better next time. Yep, there's no porn industry. Doesn't exist. Yeah, we literally do not care.
you know, it's funny because with everything happening in the country, it's amazing that this is a huge concern to Tucker Carlson, like serious people, right?
Yeah.
But I'm bringing this up because this all ties back to Jenny Bonson, who boasted about how, unlike Tucker Carlson, he actually did get Piers Morgan to say the F slur, which I guess, in theory, makes him more straight than Tucker Carlson. Now, he, of all people, shouldn't touch this subject with a 10-foot pole, because people in his replies reminded him that it's not edgy when he says the F slur because he's gay. But here's the clip in question. Now, just watch the gay-ass reaction on Benny's face when he thinks that he backed Piers Morgan into a corner. Like, that right there, that's all the proof you'll ever need. But just...
Firefly, welcome. John Lithium, stop shoving it into my face, as they exclaim as they spend their time evenings Googling it. True.
Just watch.
I've grown up thinking that an English word for a cigarette is a fag. Is that correct?
Right. And actually, a faggot...
So is that a hate crime?
a faggot, if you use it about a foodstuff, which it is in parts of England, is not offensive at all. It's only when you use it against gay people that it's deemed to be a
slur.
homophobic slur.
Yeah.
But then aren't you implying intent, as though like the law somehow
no,
like understands how someone is using a word, and the law is like, aren't you playing God then in this situation?
Yeah, Pierce, aren't you playing God by not using the F slur in certain contexts? What? Like, homosexuality aside, this man is a fucking idiot, which is why it's a tragedy that he no longer works for BuzzFeed, because I think that was content that was more suitable for his intellectual capacity, where he'd rank the 7 ugliest buildings in DC, calling them gross, and how John McCain's first mention of Twitter on the Senate floor was, quote, adorable. But by now, you should be getting a sense as to why people who watch right-wing media are so goddamn stupid, because these are the people they look up to. These are the intellectuals that they get their political news from.
These intellectual giants like Benny Johnson and Tim Pool and Candace Owens and Pierce Morgan and Tucker Carlson. Yeah.
Just amazing. And I haven't forgotten about Glenn Beck, by the way, his interview with AI George Washington, which I think truly encapsulates the essence of right-wing stupidity.
This is I've been waiting for this part. I've been waiting for this part. These last 3 minutes of the video is going to be absolute gold. You mean words have meanings and context counts? Oh, you're covering the Tim Crash out? Yeah, that was the beginning part. That was the beginning part. I was dying laughing. I genuinely found this incredibly hilarious.
Based on your writings, the writings of the rest of the founders, what is it that you feel is the biggest problem?
So just to be clear, this is incredibly weird. I almost want to say like creepy, but that's not the word. It's more like unsettling. Because he's talking to an AI.
Or where we should start to fix things.
If I may speak plainly, my countrymen, the danger, the greatest danger to our republic lies not in foreign arms or political faction, but in the decay.
May I just interrupt you for a second? Could you just dump?
This is really unsettling. Okay, just to be clear. Was the mic added in post? What is this? This is just weird stuff happening here.
Went down just a little bit.
Okay. I do have 29 points, and they're all referenced to exactly what we said in the past.
For this, just speak in today's language.
Okay. I get it.
What?
Let me speak to Americans.
What the heck is going on? Whew. Is his haircut considered the George Washington? Could you imagine if we already had holodexes? Could it get even more unhinged? How does GW look healthier? Wooden teeth? Did we get the wooden teeth on it? No.
If I'm honest, America's biggest problem isn't political or economic. It's all moral.
That was incredibly fucking cursed. But I find it hilarious that the AI was like, the greatest danger to our republic lies not in foreign arms and political factions. And then Glenn Beck was like, hold on. No. You have to dumb that down. That's too complicated. And then the AI started talking again. And then, like, it was still too complicated. So Glenn Beck had to cut it off again and was like, no, dumb it down even further. Bro, if you needed to regurgitate bullshit to you at, like, a kindergarten level, maybe that's a sign that you're not qualified to offer political commentary. But I guess I just don't understand what the point of this is overall. Because
there's no point. It's just, like, unhinged stuff. Like, why would you make that a segment of your content? I know how many people are going to think it's real. That's just Mike Spence speaking in a normal voice. What the heck is going on with Glenn Racist Beck?
We don't need to hear from a slave-owning, wig-wearing dinosaur who shit in holes in the ground. But I mean, if you did, why resurrect an AI version of him when you can just read what he wrote and then tell your viewers what he wrote, offer your interpretation like, a political commentator would. It just feels like this is the boomer version of PragerU for kids, and we don't need.
I mean, that would be too much. That would be too much for Glenn Beck to handle, honestly.
Their AI making conservatives dumber than they already are. But listen, we've talked about a bunch of shit happening, what right-wing dipshits are fighting about, all of the things that they're doing to, I guess, regain relevance. I went on multiple tangents, but the takeaway is that this space is a fucking mess. And I hope that that video demonstrated that today. And the conservative movement is aimless and messy because they're faced with the fact right now that they finally got everything that they want politically, but things still aren't getting better. In fact, things are getting worse.
Yeah. Fascism always implodes. Fascism always turns inwards, folks. Washington's voice sounds familiar, but I can't quite place it. It really almost sounds like a warped version of Glenn Beck himself. Like, listen to it. George Washington AI for the Tuttle Twins is what Beck wants.
Okay, I get it. Let me speak to Americans. If I'm honest, America's biggest problem isn't political or economic. It's all moral. I speak plainly. My countrymen, the greatest danger to our republic lies not in foreign arms or political faction, but in the decay...
May I just interrupt you for a second? Could you just dumb it down just a little?
No, it doesn't sound nothing like him. Never mind. Doesn't that voice sound sort of like what his name's Mark Milley or whatever the general's name was talking about white rage? Maybe.
All of the things that they're doing to, I guess, regain relevance. I went on multiple tangents, but the takeaway is that
it started with you guys. Yep.
This space is a fucking mess. And I hope that that video demonstrated that today. And the conservative movement is aimless and messy because they're faced with the fact right now that they finally got everything that they want politically, but things still aren't getting better. In fact, things are getting worse rapidly. Trump is deporting immigrants and dismantling the federal government and cutting social safety net programs, yet conditions are only getting worse when they said that if you do these things, things will get better. So I don't think that they're intelligent enough to realize that this is proof that their entire worldview is a sham, nor would they be able to fight through the cognitive dissonance to acknowledge that reality, even if they were smart enough. But everything that we're seeing is the direct result of the failure of the conservative project, the failure of Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. They're like the dog that caught the car and now they don't know what to do. They're imploding and attacking each other and trying to figure out what to hitch their wagon to. And it's getting ugly, but you love to see it. So grab some popcorn and enjoy the shit show because their loss could very well be our gain if we play our cards right. And I say we as the left more broadly speaking. But with that being said, don't interrupt them. Don't take sides. Let them fight and watch.
Oh yeah, this is exactly what this entire video was about. True.
Like everywhere there's guns, you see them all the time. I mean,
get these mother effing snakes out of our mother effing government. I agree. It seems like Beck prompt was blend of Dollar Bill Washington with some actor I can't place. So this just happened not that long ago. Now that we got the memes out of the way, some serious stuff is happening. Apparently, the U.S. has decided to seize an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. Why? Who knows? Remember that Congresswoman who was talking about why we should go into Venezuela because there's $1 trillion investment waiting for American companies to carve out in Venezuela. Well, Trump says U.S. seized oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. The president on Wednesday, U.S. forces on Wednesday seized an oil tanker off of the coast of Venezuela. President Trump said, "We just seized a tanker off the coast, a large tanker, very large. The one," Jesus, the way this guy talks is like literally like his vocabulary is very limited. Trump said during a meeting in the Roosevelt Room at the White House, the president declined to provide information on who owned the tanker or its destination when asked by a reporter. It was seized for a very good reason. A very good reason? You're seizing a foreign country's oil tanker? Yeah, okay. I read Ukraine also seized a tanker today. Provocation, simple as, in my opinion. Yeah, probably. Trump has escalated pressure on Venezuela. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in recent weeks. The president said Maduro's days are numbered in an interview with Politico published on Tuesday. I read Ukraine also seized a tanker today. He would not rule out a ground invasion of the South American nation. I don't want to rule in or out. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, okay, dude. Please let it be a Saudi Arabian tanker. The White House has undertaken a large military buildup in the Caribbean and launched quote controversial. I hate this, man. The media has been really bad at framing this. It's not controversial, dude. It's a war crime. Okay, like. Can you imagine if the way the media portrayed the Epstein situation, right? Like back in the day, and back in the day, I mean like when he was first being captured, the controversy behind Epstein, like, no, man, the whole point was that he was a sex trafficker. He was a pedophile. Side note, Landman is a fun show about oil to watch. Yeah, Controversial's doing some heavy lifting there. Yeah, Beaches of Normandy 2.0. The US is doing very well in its war against fishermen in the Caribbean. Yeah. Launched its illegal and deadly strikes that are tantamount to war crimes against boats that it claims were trafficking drugs to the U.S. It's maddening to think how some of the people who used this language during the Iraq and Afghanistan are deploying it now here. It's despicable. Yeah, 100%. I was too little to be like really, this deep into media analysis back then. I was like literally like 2001. I was like in middle school, okay, at best, just to give you like a time frame. I had no idea, like, I wasn't reading news or anything like that. I just knew some really bad stuff happened. But this is horrible. This is despicable. This is a disservice to the American people. This isn't a controversy. This is war crimes. We're talking about 80 plus people that have died at this point. Venezuela is a founding member of OPEC and has the largest proven oil reserves in the world. It's exporting about 749,000 barrels per day this year, with at least half of that going to China. Venezuela exports about 132,000 barrels per day to the U.S., according to Kepler. Shippers would likely be more cautious and hesitant about loading Venezuelan crude going forward. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so yeah, breaking news, folks. This happened, or this was announced that it happened not too long ago. This is definitely an escalation. We'll keep our eyes out on what's going on here. I'm not sure of the details. They didn't even mention it was a Venezuelan oil tanker. They just said it was near there. As a couple of folks have pointed out in chat, maybe it was a Chinese tanker, which would not be a good not be a good thing. But My claim to fame was leading students into the streets before Iraq when I was around 15. Nice. I wish I had that much sense at that young age. 15, I was too busy trying to be like a halfway decent Halo player and meeting with friends just to play video games. I wasn't thinking about politics or the world around me. It'd be funny if it wasn't actually a Chinese. It'd be funny if it was if it was actually a Chinese tanker that actually hadn't picked up oil, but picked up the first shipment of this year's soybeans. Oof! Can you imagine? Oof. Woke a difficult truth is once again ignoring my Truth Social post. That's the reason why his ratings are going to hell. Cancel a difficult truth now. Now, CNN, thank you for your attention to this matter. It was also a good excuse to ditch school. True. My parents didn't even pick me up. Yeah, 15, I was trying to graduate high school. Yeah, I was just playing video games and just trying not to get grounded for bad grades, because I wasn't a big fan of school, even though I did all right. Relax, guy. I'm 64 in the 70s. I was worried about war lasting. Yes, I'm old enough that I had to register for the draft. Oof. Glad to have you here. Rebellious ADT. Yeah, I really hated this. I really hated school because it was, quite frankly, boring. I'm not even gonna lie. Quite frankly, school was not engaging enough for me. And like, I learned a lot of cool stuff. Obviously, I absorbed the information, just to be clear. I just didn't like I just didn't like the system kind of the system thing. No, Michael Hatzler's talking about the Donald Trump South Park version. Relax, guy, relax. That's because you're smart. You know, many people have told me that I'm smart. You know, nobody's as smart as I am. So where do we even go from here, folks? Never mind, you're a fool. You know what? We should just do this. This one's not going to take, this one's not going to take that much. Because honestly, this is all tying into the same thing. One of my friends in church got arrested because he refused to sign the draft. God bless. Miami's new Democratic mayor signals not just a backlash to Trump, but a seismic shift. Granted, this is a mayoral race, but I think that this kind of illustrates a microcosm of what could possibly be. So I think it's kind of worth going over. So Eileen Higgins just won the mayoral race. She was the Democratic-backed candidate against the Republican-backed candidate, and I think it's kind of like the it illustrates a microcosm of what could be. in 2026. This is not set in stone or anything. I'm just saying that it kind of illustrates how things might shift. Miami's new mayor, Eileen Higgins, hailed it as a new day for the city after the Democrat ended 3 decades of Republican rule on Tuesday in a stunning election. A stunning election triumph, which I thought she was going to lose, by the way. I for sure thought she was going to lose. Dr. Adud Saeed has put out a nice campaign tweet, short video about healthcare debt, hoping to by hopping to Canada. 30-year seat flip is big. Yeah, it is. It is. In reality, the result is more of a seismic shifting of sands, given the magnitude of her victory over the Trump-backed Republican candidate Emilio Gonzalez in the most populous city in Miami-Dade County, which the president won by 12 in 2024 by 12%. Higgins won the runoff with almost 60% of the vote, according to the preliminary results reported on Wednesday by the Miami Herald. More than just further evidence of a growing national backlash to Trump's policies on national security, particularly on immigration. So again, I think that the reason why it's such an important kind of like microcosm is because this is a heavily Hispanic area who was very pro-Trump and is now shifting because of his racist and authoritarian immigration tactics. If we don't go timid, like saying primarying Hakeem Jeffries is not the time. Depending on who it is, honestly. Yeah, I think all of these people need to be replaced. All of them. As reported earlier, I'm on the verge of firing Christy Dog Killer Gnome. Have you heard of her? Creepy Eyes, Cash Money Patel, and Quack Doctor RFK Jr. They're all doing a poor job. It's sad. Stay tuned. Is that true? Because like that would be so hilarious and really on brand for Trump. Speaker Jeffries would sink any progressive bills or committee assignments. Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing that they all really do need to be replaced. All of Democratic leadership needs to be replaced for sure. I don't know what the best way of doing that is. I don't know like who's gonna do it. But the point is like, yeah, this is definitely not working. I still think Hegseth goes before anyone else does. The idea that you get rid of Jeffries after he's speakers and say, no, I think you should replace Democratic leadership now, right? If possible. But I don't know the logistics on that. It's just rumors. Oh, but that's real. Like real meaning like there are real like meaning that there are rumblings underneath about that being a possibility. Because that's kind of hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Progressive leaders is how you flip the agenda. Schumer and Jeffries need to go. I agree. Are you a leftist? Nah. Higgins won the runoff with 60% of the vote, according to preliminary results reported on Wednesday by the Miami Herald. Are you sure? I'm not sure. Almost real, there are mumblings. Okay, so that wasn't just like a meme shooting off the hip. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I heard he's holding out until January 20th because he didn't want any sackings in his first year. Gotcha. I mean, who knows? The guy might wake up tomorrow and decide to fire all these people. That might, who knows? I genuinely think that it sounded like something really on brand for Trump. I looked up some sources saying that. Listening to someone reading the news. Yeah, hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast. Oh, that's rude. That's rude. Okay, but in all seriousness, like, don't be a jerk. Or you're not going to last very long here. Yeah. I you know, it's a red flag when when you get asked like what political side you're on, because like that automatically like is a red flag, because number one, it's literally all over it's literally all over the tags on this show, and number two, you could just listen to the show and you'll find out. Like, that's why I never understood that question. Like, no, anyone who like kind of joins the show, you know, all of you guys, like none of you have just like opened up have opened up and going excuse me, Mr. ADT sir, Mr. ADT sir, are you a Marxist Leninist Taoist with a denomination of Marxism? No, none of you have ever done that. That's not a thing. Yeah, as a first question, definitely. Yeah, like that's what I don't understand. Like, why would you do that? Like, I never go into like I'm new here. Are you a communist? It's like this, so it just doesn't make any sense. Salutation, my fellow leftists. Mr. ADT, sir, Lenin or Stalin? It just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, it just always blows my mind when people do that. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't. Like, even with podcasts that I don't like, or podcasts that I disagree with, like, it's very it's very obvious when you start listening to figure out what's happening here. I never understood that. That's always a surefire way of getting put on the radar. Wait, I thought we were all Stalinist here. We sniffed the trolls. Yeah, it's funny because like they're not even that unique either, right? Like it's not even clever. We used to live in a world, okay, where we had proper trolls, okay? Now they're all like copy pasted, almost bot like. Right? How many times have we seen like comments like that come in, like, hey, are you a leftist? Hey, are you a socialist? What? I just give different answers every time I see that question because it's so absurd. Yeah, they don't even try. I'm never calling a difficult truth anything other than Mr. ADT from now on. That's funny. Higgins is the first woman to hold the office, the first Democrat to win it in 28 years, and the first non-Hispanic candidate since the 90s. That's also pretty big in a pretty high Hispanic area. Yeah, this is really big. As if to bookend the neatly passing back of the Republican torch, the outgoing incumbent, Francis Suarez, is the son of the most recent Democratic mayor, Javier Suarez, who was elected in 97. Which Francis Suarez, if I remember correctly, was a Republican who tried to run for president. Miami chose a new direction, Higgins told supporters during her victory party at the Miami Women's Club. You choose competence over chaos, results over excuses, and a city government that finally works for you. In later comments to the AP, she expressed her belief that the vociferous backing of Trump and Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis Gonzalez had backfired. While Miami had not seen the same level of raids by ICE as other U.S. cities, other elements of aggressive immigration policies pursued by Trump and DeSantis resonated in a city where almost 60% of the population is foreign-born. Bloody mumble rap and lazy trolls. The only problem is Mr. ADT sounds a lot like Mr. ADP, and I don't think he's the payroll guy. No. Higgins played heavily on that during her campaign, noting how the elimination of temporary protected status and humanitarian parole programs are affecting Miami's largest pockets of Venezuelans, Haitians, and Cubans. She also tied DeSantis' notorious immigration jail to the Florida Everglades known as Alligator Alcatraz and its alleged human rights violations and harsh conditions for detainees awaiting deportation. We are facing rhetoric from elected officials that is so dehumanizing and cruel, especially against immigrant populations, Higgins told the AP. Following her victory speech, the residents of Miami were ready to be done with that. And that's kind of like the main, that's kind of like the main takeaway, right? That the immigrant community, the Hispanic community, that has been mostly the target of these ICE Gestapo raids, that they're done. You know, all those gains that Trump's made, because, I mean, Hispanic people are generally pretty conservative. But not this time, I don't think so. I think all those gains that Trump saw are going to evaporate. They're going to evaporate. That's good because payday is Friday. The swing back towards Democrats was notable given that Hispanic voters contributed to the red wave last year that saw Trump become the first Republican candidate to win Miami-Dade County since 1988. Maria Alvaro Salazar, the Republican member of Congress who represents parts of Miami, gave perhaps the strongest warning of what was to happen on Tuesday. In a video she posted to Twitter last month, the Hispanic vote is not guaranteed. Hispanics married President Trump, but they're only dating the GOP. Not even close, honestly. I think they're going to turn on him, honestly. They're going to turn on him. I'm pretty sure this is the same representative, if I'm correct, who is talking about Venezuela, but I'm honestly not remembering which one it was, but whatever. My Uber driver has been 5 minutes away for 5 minutes. Hispanic church-going, culturally conservatives. Yeah, 100%, which is like super ironic, right? Like, dude, why would you, like, are you not understanding, like, what's going on here? Why are you conservative, okay? And the same thing goes for, like, the GOP. The GOP, if they weren't so freaking racist and xenophobic, would have a pretty big, sizable, Hispanic voting bloc. I've learned from Grokon London that Florida basically has zero public transport. It's garbage. As someone who, especially in South Florida, as someone who's lived there for like basically my entire life, the public transportation is hot garbage. Miami-Dade is Cuban land. That's funny because they all look at Dems as socialists. They fled in Cuba. Damn these parties, am I right? These prices, am I right? Yep. The bright line is a joke. Yep. So glad you're out of there. Yeah, what is it? Out of the fire and into the frying pan kind of deal? Because, I mean, it's fine where I'm at right now. But, because I'm just kind of in my own little... I'm just hiding, okay? I'm just hiding in my own little, house over here. The Cuban expats are the rabid anti-socialists. The rest just want to improve material conditions so Bernie can sell them on policy. I mean, a lot of them did like Bernie. You're in Florida? Nope. Or yes, in case you wanted to know, yes. Or no. Or it might be. Who knows? Who knows where I'll be tomorrow? Out of the fryer and into the frying pan. Sounds like a Mario Party minigame. Out of the fire and into the frying pan. EP Squib. Florida man? Probably. Possibly. Salazar, whose seat is among those targeted by Democrats in next year's midterms, has also warned that voters were likely to turn on Republicans supporting the immigration crackdown on migrants who had been in the U.S. with no criminal records and pursuing the elimination of healthcare premium subsidies, which I think we can stop here. The point being is that this is a microcosm, folks. The reason why we're stopping there is because that's where this... That here, where this article ends right here. Where are we? And pursuing the elimination of healthcare premium subsidies right here is where this one starts. Are we all from Florida? Oh my God, it's the Florida gang. I'm stuck here in Florida. I'm sorry. America first. What does that mean? Like America first, like giving $40 billion to Argentina? Is that America first? I'm confused. Is America first where you try to like go to war with a foreign country over oil? Is that America first? I'm confused. What about screwing farmers over by flooding the market with cheap Argentinian beef? Is that America first? Huh. Does it screw over the Argentinian farmers? Nope. It doesn't. Not even. It actually benefits them. That's... Why would you think that flooding the American market with cheap Argentinian beef, meaning you're giving the business to them, be bad for them? It's like you people don't even think before you type. Nadia, welcome. The health insurance industry will tank, then the hospitals is all going to crash. Yeah, America first, right there. America first is when you force poor people to pay twice for their health insurance or kick them off entirely because they're not going to pay it because it's too expensive. America first. Mr. ADT, sir, did you hear apparently the Maldives and Falkland Islands are exploring oil extraction? Maybe Thatcher's war was really about that? That wouldn't surprise me. Frustrated Republicans move to force Obamacare vote as warnings mount about the midterms. A group of House Republicans moved to force a vote on extending Obamacare health insurance subsidies that will expire in just 3 weeks, directly challenging party leaders who appear determined to let them lapse. So yeah, they're freaking out because people's health care is about to skyrocket, and they're going to lose their seats if that happens. That's what's happening here. America first. At least 6 Republicans signed a discharge petition filed on Wednesday, today, on a bill authored by Representative Brian Fitzpatrick, Jared Golden, that would extend the expiring tax credits for 2 years while imposing new eligibility requirements. The subsidies are currently used by more than 20 million Americans. It's a time-sensitive matter and it's existential matter for me. Quotation marks in for me, Fitzpatrick told reporters after filing the petition, you try to do things through the normal course, you try to do things through regular order. You know, when all those remedies are exhausted, then you've got to go through this route, unfortunately. It's too late to fix? You mean the subsidies? The move to sidestep Speaker Johnson came as a growing number of mainstream Republicans publicly warned that their leader's apparent plan to allow tax credits to expire without a replacement will cost their majority in the next year midterms elections. I mean, hey, America first. If we fumble this healthcare ball, nothing else is going to matter, said Representative John Rutherford. If we don't win the majority in the midterms, then none of this matters. We can't do anything. And then I think everybody understands that. No, it's okay. I think you should lose because you're not doing anything good for anybody. So, yeah. Hey, you made this bed, folks. Johnson did not include a subsidy extension in the menu of options he presented to members in a closed-door meeting Wednesday morning, and some conservative hardliners who attended spoke against the idea. But many members in the meeting spoke up for a call to an extension, to the point that Republicans leaving that room thought they had, in fact, decided to forge ahead with the extension. Representative Jeff Van Drew said it would be a bad move for Republicans to allow tax credits to lapse, adding that he was worried about my colleagues, i.e., we're about to lose the midterms because of this. Oh, I see what you guys are saying. Premium increases are in the mail, subsidies or no subsidies. Yep. I see what you're saying. Insurance companies have the fees already out. Yep, too late to fix as in no mechanism to open it back up too late for people enrolling after the deadline. Oof. Yeah, so these people are cooked. These people are cooked. The Republicans joining Fitzpatrick in signing the discharge petition include Representative Don Bacon, Rob Breshnan, Kevin Kiley, Mike Lawler, and Ryan McKenzie, with New York Representative Nick LaLota also indicating he plans to sign. That would be enough votes to eventually, if all House Democrats sign on to the proposal, but that is by no means assured. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is pushing a separate discharge effort on a 3-year subsidy extension that does not include new eligibility requirements. Good, actually. Holy crap! I'm actually. Wow. Hey, Chad, you might want to record this one. Hakeem Jeffries is actually correct by doing this. To add more eligibility requirements is cruel and not necessary. We're living in the future, kids. Yep, costing my daughter $100 more a month in January. Jesus Christ. Get ready for record number of emergency room visits for regular healthcare and more. Yeah, which incidentally spikes healthcare costs for everybody. Isn't that great? I love America first. That's how it should be, Vicky. APAC Shakur. Payback Shakur is rarely correct. Yeah, this is you better record this part. Hakeem Jeffries is actually correct. By doing this, because it has to be a clean subsidy extension. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Otherwise, there's no deal. And rural hospitals are closing because of all these cuts. Yes. If you work as management in Fortune 50 company, 500 company, or you've got decent insurance as pay package. Oh, yeah, well, I'll get right on it. My Uber driver blew past me, and it's accurate. The last Uber driver laughed. I was standing exactly where the map said to pick up. Minus $2 for the tip. Yeah, look for private equity sell of hospitals as a sign. And all for the profit of hospitals across the country. Yeah, we're doing great. Fantastic stuff. There's only one discharge position that I'm committed to at the moment, he said on Tuesday. So basically, that's where we are at on that. It's not going to happen, folks. Republicans are panicking, but they can't consolidate the two, right? Like they need to both win their seats, but also screw people out of healthcare, and they can't do both. So yeah. They can't do both. They can do one, but they can't do both. Can I hear a clock ticking, like literally in the audio? No, maybe it was like the background music. I've got some lo-fi beats in the very, 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 very back. So maybe something like that, because it should be very low. Yeah, it might have just been some kind of I wasn't paying attention to the music, but it's very low. Politico is such fake news. Private equity owns ambulance and care homes too, both insurance based profits. Yep. That's true. As someone who has family in the healthcare industry, yeah, it's bad. I agree. All right, folks, time for me to get out of here. That's the bass thump. Yeah, there's like I said, there's some lo-fi, low volume lo-fi in the background. So that's maybe what's happening over here. Oh, sorry. All right, folks, it's time for me to get out of here and get some food. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. You guys are what makes this channel go. I appreciate all of your support. Please, if you want to help the channel, there are many different ways of doing so. One of the best ways of doing so is spreading the word, folks. There's dozens of you in here. Spread the word. We are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 5 p.m., around 5 p.m. Eastern. And catch my show on this space at 7 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, check that out if you want to support the channel directly. Check out those links, merch store, hit the ! Tips, Substack, join the Discord, do all the things. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you, Bella Legreasy. Thank you, Heat, for modding the chat. Thank you, Michael Hassler, for modding the chat. Ladybug, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys being here. As always, folks, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. We'll be back tomorrow. I love y'all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Your favorite president is on OAN right now. Ratings are sky high. See ya. Oh my god. It's too funny. Hang tight, folks. Hang tight. All right, folks, hang tight. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.